Life is way too short to constantly be spending it on fear and anxiety. Basically, just like the famous Nike slogan, just do it. You can't let your fears and doubts stop you. That time might not ever come. Hi, pretty people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Eliza, and on this channel, I help you raise your frequency. And if you want to level up in life, hit that subscribe button so you can start your journey. So from the title of this video, you know that we're going to be going over how to stop procrastinating using the 5-second rule. And this is a perfect topic for me to talk about because I used to find myself again and again procrastinating over things that were really important. So to start off, what is the 5-second rule? Basically, the 5-second rule is a decision-making tool that can help you put back control into your life. Jumping right in, for example, most of us are guilty from when we wake up and we instantly hit that snooze button just to get a few more minutes of rest. Some of us even find ourselves hitting the snooze button more than one time. But instead of hitting that snooze button, count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And in that moment, make the decision to just get up out of bed. The 5-second rule can distract you from your own anxiety and moves your attention to what you should be doing instead. And if you continue to do this on a regular basis, you can break that negative cycle, like hitting your snooze button every morning. You can use this 5-second rule for almost anything that you find yourself procrastinating with, like taking out the trash, cleaning your room, doing the dishes, anything that you really want to get done, but then put off until maybe it's too late or it gets in the way of things. And I promise, if you find yourself procrastinating a lot, this tool is going to change your life. The 5-second rule will not only break your procrastination, but help you be more courageous. Because, to be honest, most of us overthink. And instead, we like to play things safe. But with this tool, we can push ourselves out of our comfort zones and do things that we really never thought we would do, like going on that scary roller coaster ride or asking someone that you really like on a date. This also applies to pursuing dreams and goals that you've always set out for yourself. And just remember, you don't have to wait for the right time or the perfect moment to do something. That's where our head gets in our own way. Our actions require us to make a decision. So you don't want to tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, or maybe another time, or I'll start this next week, or maybe next month will be the perfect time because I'll have this, that, and that in order. You really don't want to wait for the right time because you never know, that moment might pass you. That time might not ever come if you're just simply waiting for it to happen. Use the 5-second rule to make decisions on things that you've always wanted to do. I'm going to give you guys an example. The author E.L. James was working and taking care of her children, but she used her spare time to do things that she really enjoyed, which was writing. And if she didn't make the decision to write on her own spare time, she would have never made the book that we all know, 50 Shades of Grey, which, by the way, sold 1 million copies in just 4 days. That's insane. You can't let your fears and doubts stop you from fulfilling your dream that you've always set out for yourself. A lot of us really have the bad habit of procrastinating on things that we really should get done. Like I said before, taking out the trash or finishing assignment. There's 2 types of procrastination. We have innocent procrastination, and also we have destructive. Destructive procrastination is when we avoid doing things even though we know it might affect us later in the future. People always thought that procrastination was because people just had bad time management or low self-discipline. But the truth is, it's not just laziness. It's really a reflection of how we deal with stress. We literally procrastinate because our subconscious mind wants that instant gratification. We get instant relief from the stress of life, and therefore we become addicted to procrastinating because it gives us that moment of it gives us a break, and it gives us the time to not have to deal with whatever we're thinking of, whatever we're dealing with. We don't just try and relieve stress with things that we have to get done. This can also happen when we have a personal problem. Just anything we don't really feel like dealing with, we just try to ignore it and instead try and distract ourselves. A really common way that we like to distract ourselves is with shopping. For example, let's say you get a bad grade on a test, and instead of coming up and thinking of new ways to study for the next one, we push it off and rather distract our minds by going shopping or playing a video game or even just watching TV. Then we have innocent procrastination, is when we put off something but purposely. For example, with like a student who chooses to do a homework assignment last minute, because I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but some of us work harder under pressure. So instead of getting the assignment done right away, we wait until we really have to get it done. So we're kind of in a time crunch and we have to finish right before it's due. But we can use the 5-second rule to build better and new habits. Basically, just like the famous Nike slogan, just do it. We can use the 5-second rule right when we have the urge to put something off. Once you start implicating this new habit into your life, you will begin to have more control over it. Also, instead of spending time worrying, try and change that feeling of worry into gratitude. Worrying about things is just a very hard habit to break because it's been embedded into us since we were children. And if you think about it, we've always have been told, wear a hat because you don't want to catch a cold, be careful, watch where you're going, don't do this, don't do that. So now as adults, we all spent time worrying over things we can't even really control. And if you ask an older person, what's the meaning of life? A lot of them will respond with, just live, because they spent way too much of their lives worrying so much. Life is way too short to constantly be spending it on fear and anxiety, because in reality, we have such a limited time here. Just start to take notice of when you start to worry and give yourself 5 seconds to take that control back. Once you reach 1 in that 5-second countdown, ask yourself, what is it that you want to remember? And what are you grateful for in that moment? This will change your focus on whatever you're worrying about, and then you'll start to feel better. Always take the time to try and remember the big picture that you've always set up for yourself. And just remember that your personality traits, your habits, and your mindset are always subject to change. It doesn't have to be permanent or what you always told yourself growing up or what you always believed yourself to be. These things can always be changed. You can use the 5-second rule to make these changes by changing the way you make your decisions. Try making a new habit of changing your feelings of anxiety to feelings of excitement. And instead of telling yourself to calm down in moments of stress, tell yourself, I'm excited. Like if you're about to start a new job and you have an interview and you're trying to calm down from the interview that you're about to have, instead of telling yourself, calm down, you got this, tell yourself, I'm excited to start a new job. I'm excited to get introduced to my new boss. I got this. Anxiety is just in the mind. And you can always change that feeling of fear into a positive one. I'm so sorry about this lighting. I know it keeps getting bad. I'm trying not to. And if you guys want any more information on the topic of using the 5-second rule, I recommend reading the 5-second rule book by Mel Robbins, the author of this book, which I recommend you guys read. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.